I have an ongoing issue with the small rig cage for the Sony ZVE-10. Is it a design flaw or ignorance on my part? Let's see what's happening and if it can be fixed. And phone, don't you overheat and die on me. One of the major issues I'm having with this small rig cage for the Sony ZVE-10, when I attach my Rode VideoMic to the cold shoe mount at the top of the cage here, it has a tendency to fall off. One day I was doing a road hike vlog with the Sony ZVE-10 and my VideoMic Pro. I had this attached to the cold shoe mount here on the top. So I'm walking at a normal pace. I'm not running, I'm not jogging, and I'm not doing anything crazy. And right in the middle of my vlog, this entire microphone comes off and it was about to hit the street, but the headphone jack plugged into here saved it from dropping onto the ground. I thought this was just an isolated incident, and since that time, it has happened to me over 6 times where this microphone falls off of this cage. I can't believe this. Not even a few minutes into this video and my phone is already giving me an overheating warning saying some features might be disabled. So if this video seems to have issues, well, now you know why. Another time I had mounted to the top using this adapter and this smartphone adapter, a Samsung Note 20 Ultra. I was using it as an external monitor because the LCD screen on these cameras are very small. They're just around 3 inches. And I had just finished shooting something for an exercise video, and I went to go to take the camera off of the tripod, and this entire assembly with the Note 20 Ultra here fell off of the small rig cage and onto the concrete. But good thing the screen did not crack and I just had some dings in the phone. What is the problem with this particular cage? There are 2 issues I've noticed with this cage and also with the Rode VideoMic. I don't know if you can see it, but here the attachment point is very smooth at the bottom of this microphone. If you look at the cold shoe mount on the top of this cage, it is also very smooth. So when you have 2 smooth surfaces contacting each other, and maybe you're doing like a walking vlog, over time it's going to loosen up and eventually this microphone is going to fall off. I can show you here, this is the same issue. The bottom of this smartphone holder is very smooth. This adapter has a rubber gasket on top, but also very smooth. So when I put this together, and even if I tighten this all the way down, you can see that it's very easy to loosen these 2 pieces. And of course, over time, if you're using a camera to vlog and there's movement, this is going to get loose and eventually work itself to the point where it can fall off. You can also see at the bottom of this adapter too, it's very smooth. If you put it into the cold shoe mount of this cage, well, 2 smooth surfaces together, and over time there's nothing really to prevent movement between those 2 smooth surfaces, and this will come off too. I think this video should be called Numerous Incidents of the Sony Xperia Pro I Overheating. So if you're wondering why I look different right now, what happened was when I was recording my video using this phone, it was overheating frequently and the camera app would shut down or even shut the phone down. So now I have to re-record those lost footage. But the good thing about this is you get to see the difference between video footage from the Sony Xperia Pro I and this one, which is coming from the Sony ZVE-10. I shot both videos using 4K, but in processing I will downgrade it to full HD. The ISO is at 800 for the camera and the phone. The aperture is pretty close. This is f2.0 and this one is f2.2. Shutter speed is at 50. All right, let's get back to the show. The second issue that I see with why my Rode VideoMic and the adapters are falling off is because at the top you can see that the cold shoe mount on the small rig cage is very small. The surface area is small and thin. If you look at the mounting points for the adapters and the Rode VideoMic, which is similar, it's very wide and has a larger surface area. So when I put this into the small rig cage, I don't know if you can see here in the video, you can see the cold shoe mount for the cage does not cover the entire area of this adapter. However, on the bottom of this cage, there's another cold shoe mount, and you can see that the surface area is much larger. The cold shoe mount covers the entire surface area of this adapter's mount. So is it possible because this surface area is too small and this one is very large and it's not getting a nice connection? Maybe because of excessive movement, it starts to work itself loose. I think small rig can make this bigger, but it's going to mess up the aesthetics of the cage, right? It's going to have like this wider surface piece sticking out. Ridiculous. My phone gave me an overheating warning and shut the camera down and the phone. So I've been trying to record this video in 1 minute segments, but I mean, it's too long. I have to go shorter. But I'm gonna try to get through this video as quickly as possible. So what was the solution that I came up with to minimize this Rode VideoMic from falling off, and also this adapter for my smartphone to use as a monitor? I went to the hardware store and I picked up these rubber washers. Now, this isn't the one that I actually use, but I'm just using it for demo purposes so you can see what they look like. You will just grab one of these washers that will fit around this mount and in between the lockdown knob and the mount. So it's going to go in between here. When you are mounting it to the small rig portion here, it will minimize excessive movement and it coming off. So when I installed this mic onto the cage, it's a bit tight getting it on because of that rubber washer. And then I will just screw it down as much as possible. And you can see when, even with excessive movement and shaking it, it's not going to come off. And of course, I'm not going to vlog like this. This is excessive demonstration, but it's definitely more secure than what it was before. Right now I have the Rode VideoMic attached to the Sony ZVE-10 with the modification I made with the rubber washer or grommet. It was a bit tight getting the microphone onto the hot shoe mount for the camera, but I'm going to tell you it's extremely secure. So I will take a video later with my phone and I'm going to show you how tight and stable that microphone is on the camera. It doesn't have that play I had before without using this rubber washer. For the adapter with the smartphone holder mount, I also did the same thing. I just found a rubber washer, or sometimes they're called a rubber grommet, that goes around this mount and will fit in between the tightening knob and the mount, just like this. Once again, it's a tight fit going into the top of the small rig cage, but this one was able to go in a lot quicker. And then on this particular mount, there's these holes to tighten the mount down. I will just tighten it. Okay. So I lost the footage for this section and I have to redo it. I'm going to put this external monitor adapter, that's what it's called, back onto the small rig cage so you can see how secure it is with this rubber washer or grommet installed on the adapter. Alright, I'm going to put on the smartphone adapter. You can see here that this is very secure. It's not moving. So the mount to the cold shoe mount is It's amazing. There's no play in this portion, and I can move this portion freely because this is a 360-degree external monitor mount. It can move in 360, and there is no play here in the mount. However, the issue is here, which I explained earlier in the video. This comes loose very easily because of that smooth contact point. So I need to figure something out where I can install some kind of rubber sheet or something similar to prevent this movement. So I can shake this, move it around, and yeah, that's on really tight. So I'm happy. I feel confident now using my smartphone in this setup without this coming off of the small ray cage. Of course, the problem is resolving this one so it doesn't come off of the external monitor adapter. So now I feel confident using this microphone on the small ray cage and not it falling off and being saved by the microphone jack. And who knows, you know, this microphone jack might eventually break because of it falling so much. And now I can use my phone as an external monitor on the small ray cage because, as I mentioned before, that LCD screen is so small, and the screen on my phone is around 6.5 inches, so it will give me a better viewing area for my videos. If you're having an issue similar to mine, well, give it a try. It's a very affordable and quick fix, and it will give you peace of mind knowing that your phone or microphone won't just suddenly fall off in the middle of a vlog or video shoot. That's it for this video. A quick solution to minimize accessories falling off of this small cold shoe mount on the small ray cage for the Sony ZVE-10 and ZVE-1. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. Like I always say in my previous videos, you don't have to subscribe. I'm still a health and fitness channel. But hopefully in the future, if enough of you like my content creator techie videos, maybe I can make a separate channel for it. All right, until next time, peace.